Hey friends, you're listening to the Heart of Appalachia, and I'm John Hart. Miss Ellie's curled up beside me, and the wind's whispering through the trees like it's carrying secrets. And today we're stepping into a part of Appalachian history that's wrapped in mystery, healing, and quite power, the world of the granny witches. You know, back in the old days, when the nearest hospital was a half-day's ride and the doctor might not come at all, folks in the mountains turned to someone closer, someone they trusted. They turned to the granny witch. Now, she wasn't a witch in the broomstick sense. She had no cauldrons or curses. She was a healer, a midwife, a keeper of stories and remedies passed down through generations. She knew which root eased a fever, which leaf soothed the burn, and which prayer to whisper when the baby wouldn't come. Granny witches lived in the folds of the hills, in cabins with herb bundles hanging from the rafters and jars of salves lined up on the windowsill. They practiced what folks called granny magic, a blend of Scots-Irish folk wisdom, Native American plant lore, and a whole lot of faith. They didn't advertise, they didn't write books, they just knew, and they shared that knowing with anyone who came knocking. I remember hearing stories about a woman named Miss Lottie who lived up near Brush Creek. Folks said she could cure warts with a potato and stop a nosebleed with a string and a verse from Ezekiel. But more than that, she listened. She'd sit with you, pour you a cup of catnip tea, and let you talk until the ache in your chest eased up a little. That's the real magic, isn't it? Not just the herbs and the rituals, but the presence. The way these women showed up when no one else would, the way they carried the weight of their communities without asking for praise or payment. When I was a very young boy, my lungs were weak and I had polio, and I had pneumonia 3 times by the time I was 4 years old. I can remember my grandmother putting a rag on my chest, and boy did that rag stink and burn. They called it a mustard plaster. Between 1860 and 1980, Appalachian women held onto healing knowledge that kept families alive. They treated burns, stomach troubles, even childbirth complications, all with what they had on hand. And they did it in a time when official medicine didn't always welcome them. Their work was quite unpaid and often unrecognized, but it was essential. Even today, you'll find echoes of their wisdom in the Foxfire books, in old family recipes, and in the way some folks still plant by the moon or carry sulfur in their shoes during flu season. So the next time you walk through the woods and catch the scent of mint or yarrow, think of the granny witches. Think of the women who knew the land like a friend and used that friendship to heal. And maybe, just maybe, we'll remember that wisdom doesn't always come with a diploma. Sometimes it comes with a rocking chair, a quiet voice, and a heart full of knowing. I'm John Hart, and this has been the Heart of Appalachia. If this story stirred something in you, go on and like, share, and subscribe. It helps more people find their way to our little corner of the mountains. God bless you, and I'll see you on down the road.